Welcome to our very first collaboration video wherein I go seek knowledge about other weapons and get pointers and good builds not only for me but also for you guys. In this episode we have Jinius, which is a member of the Triple Card team, to discuss to us the raw lance. The floor is yours, Jinius.
Before the Raging update, Ruinous Perdition lance was the king of general builds, but now that the Raging update is here and we have the second slot augments, a new challenger arrived, the Royal Grace Pike lance. 45 less raw than Ruinous, however it has a base 15% affinity, purple sharpness, and can use elementless thanks to a hidden element. The Pike is now the best lance for general raw use, with a meta set reaching 813 EFR when Ruinous reached 779 EFR. This set was made by the set optimizers of Jinius and Tuna's Matalos Nest Discord.
So those are the meta sets. What about the comfy sets? How would they look and what skills do we expect in a comfy lance build?
So now let's talk about comfy sets. You might wonder what is best to use between Pike and Ruinous. Even though a weapon is meta for an optimized damage set, it doesn't mean it is the best for comfy sets. And these kind of cases have happened a lot through the MHWORLD meta. For lance, it's a bit harder. Ruinous and Pike are both good options, especially if you want a comfy set and don't mind losing 1 damage per hit to get 1 more level of health boost. You must basically choose between more damage or more sharpness. I made a health boost 3 and flinch 3 build for both, and what comes out is that Pike has more damage than Ruinous, but you only have 20 units of purple sharpness, while Ruinous has 110 hits of weight. To an equal level of comfort, Pike will always have more DPS but at limited sharpness. So it's up to you. Do you want to win 20 to 30 EFR and deal big dips, knowing that you'll have to be super careful about hitting a tenderized weak point? Or do you prefer not having to worry about your sharpness and sharpening? Because 110 hits is huge, and dropping to blue would mean either wanting it and intentionally not hitting weak points, or farming so much guiding lens that you'd need to see a doctor. So if you wanted to change these builds to add, for example, Fortify or Geologist for guiding lens, or because you're missing level 4 decos, what would be the skill priority? Well, first I'd recommend keeping these armor parts because they are some of the best in the game right now. I'd recommend keeping the Ironside Charm too, because 5 levels of Guard is very good in terms of skill points and in terms of gameplay. Master rank monsters hit hard, and having a minimal recoil to be able to counter almost everything is huge for lance. Most of the monsters require Guard 3, and some, like Raging, require Guard 5. For damage skills, your priority is, as always, being as close as possible to 100% affinity and having 3 levels of critical boost. Then comes offensive Guard. I'll talk about it later, but for now, let's just say it's really good. If you choose to play Pike, then having at least Handicraft 1 and non-elemental boost is equally important, maybe slightly more than offensive Guard. Finally comes your fat true raw increase skills, Agitator and attack boost high levels. In terms of defensive skills, health boost 1 gets you out of one-shot range for a lot of monsters. Then flinch 3 for lance is mandatory for multiplayer. I can't tell you how awful it is to die because you couldn't block because of mate flinched you. Health boost 3 is worth it. If you want other defensive skills, it's up to you. Just please don't use defense boost. Guard up is a weird skill because you have it in your base kit, but only if you wait enough in super guard mode. It is a good buff that came into Iceborne, but some attacks don't let you set this up. Velkana's ice beams are the best example, so your choice.
You've tackled the builds, but now how about the combos? What combos should we choose and when should we use them?
First, something any lance player must know is that the high thrust, be circle or right click, does more damage than a mid thrust, Y, triangle or left click. So try to mostly use high thrust. This is the most basic knowledge of the lance gameplay. Your best TPS combo for when the monster is down is high thrust times 3, then dash into finishing thrust and loop. When the monster doesn't give you a huge window, it is either high thrust times 3 and evade and loop, or high thrust times 3, counter and loop, the counter counting as a thrust in combos. For new lens players, if you try to dash across the map, don't forget to release all inputs while dashing or you'll stop.
For the Royal Lance in particular, you mentioned you have to hit weak parts as much as you can. Now, if the monster moves around, how do Lance players deal with that? How do they reposition?
For that, you can either use the evade in your combo or replace the counter reset of the combo by a super grab when your character puts the shield on the floor, and press B, circle or right click to hit out of it. This lets you rotate to a 360-degree angle. Finally, when doing the finishing thrust, you can rotate between the small dash and the huge hit to a 45-degree or so angle. Above that, your character can do a turnaround with a wide sweep, which is handy when you go beyond the spot you're hitting because of the regular hits of the dash. You can also close up to the monster using a guard dash. You can perform a guard dash out of a guard, but also out of a super guard. So don't forget to use this to your advantage. The hitbox of your hits is at the end of the lens, so in some cases you can hit weak points through another body part, like Kirin's head through its body, which can be pretty useful. When falling from a ledge, you can press and release your ground button, RT, R2 or Control key, to instantly go into a dash. You can guard dash backwards by locking your camera with the slinger aim key while guarding, and then pressing the guard dash key. So Y, triangle or left click. This is pretty unknown by most players and very useful. I learned it against Behemoth and abuse it now.
Okay, let's discuss Iceborne additions, Counter Clutch and Offensive Guard. What's up with them?
People often ask me when to use countercloak. Some runners, like Hurricane, think it's pretty useless outside of tenderizing or walling a monster. It is an excellent tool for that, as lance is one of the slowest weapons to sheath, but it has another use that Mr. Butzerman showed in his Direbreaks run. It lets you keep attacking monsters performing annoying long attacks like dashes. You get some damage out and stick to the monster, winning time you'd have used to close up. I find it very interesting to use against monsters like Tigraxes when they dash, or Uragan and Radoban because they cover a lot of distance in a single dash. But it is up to you to decide how much you want to use it. It's pure game style thing. Offensive Guard is the best buff Lance received in Iceborne. For 12 seconds, you get a fat 15% true row increase. It is fairly easy to proc with Lance. You can just regular guard easy attacks like tail sweeps or roars. You can practice perfect timing counters at the end of combos when the monster attacks, or you can guard dash just before the monster hits you to get the boost and close up. Offensive guard requires a bit of practice, but when you get it, you win so much damage and you activate it so often that it becomes a complete part of your gameplay.
You went on about the builds, you went on about the combos, the tips and tricks about Lance. How does it feel to play Lance?
Lance is all about reacting quickly, being precise on your hits, and never stop poking the monster. But it also offers a great defense kit that helps you keep attacking the monster. It may seem a pretty easy weapon to use, and then a slow and very hard timing weapon. But with practice, it becomes an incredibly satisfying weapon, always damaging the monster and countering its hits. Even though Lance doesn't have the most stylish gameplay, a good Lance player will feel smoking sexy style.
Skills! Smoking sexy style!
Hope this collaboration video helped you guys get some info about Lance. Thank you so much, Jinius, for helping me. Please check out their channel, the Triple Card team. They were doing speedruns back in base game, and now they are doing some runs in Iceborne as well. Please do drop a like in the video, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe. See you in the next one, guys.